Okay, we're shooting the mountains again. We're going to try this one more time. We've stopped along the road and we're shooting these mountains. They look like castles over here and I want to get a shot of them. There they are. They're spectacular formations here down in the canyon on the Colorado River. So these are unusual formations. I want to make sure I got them. So hopefully I do this time. This is all right above the Colorado River. We'll try to pull this salmon up. We're in Fish Creek. He's just laying there, you can see him. There he is. See him sitting there. He's just sitting there.
Rhama's found one down here working.
That one will die pretty soon. Huh?
Yes.
So the
See the
eggs are
salmon.
even later. Huh?
Yes.
They're all under these branches here, you can see them.
Does the male usually die about the same time?
Yeah, about the same. It's that dark one right there. You can't see him against the rock.
He's going up.
Yeah, he's going upstream right there. He's going over there.
That's what he's getting. That fish is weak, dog.
There's another
Uh-huh.
I can come out there and run him off. Get him out of his territory. He's going on upstream.
Well, when they die, do they pretty well stay in the bottom, or do they float around?
No, the current
Flowing.
pushes him down the and the eagles and the bears.
Someone down in that bush.
So this is downstream.
Yeah.
That one there getting weak. They said he's about to die. They've already spawned, and of course after they spawn, they die. Bald eagle here. Up that's close as I can get him. You can just see him sitting up there, but can't tell much about him. He's waiting on the salmon to die, so you get him, I guess. You can see the salmon. Boy, you can see him good here.
They're flopping them tails.
Yeah.
This is the falls up towards Salmon Lake, Salmon Glacier that we're going to. We just happened to be driving along here and it just busting out of the rocks. As you can see, anybody's getting a picture with his camera, but the little road we're up in the mountains here and driving up to a glacier called Salmon Glacier. Of course, down below us down here is the river, as you can see down the way. But this was unusual. We're just driving along and just looked like there for me, just coming right out of the rock, coming down the mountain, just poured out here, right, just gushing out. Another falls that we along the road here up to Salmon Glacier. You just see these ever so often. Boy, they're just beautiful falls up here, and it's just coming down the mountain, and it's going on down below us. It goes under the road and then on down, but it's a pretty falls. See on down there, little red with both doors open.
Poor little thing, you got bad tires.
Yeah. Here's a sample of the kind of road that this is one of the better areas right here. Normally they're a lot deeper, bigger. They're all over the road. You just can't miss them. There's so many of them. On the way down from Salmon Glacier, we didn't get to see it because it was fogged in. But these roads, you just can't believe how bad they are. And I mean, they're just that way everywhere. You just see the whole road is that way. There's no place to pick out that you can go that you can miss it. You just have to drive through them. And they're just everywhere. I'm sitting here trying to figure out where to go with old red to miss at least one or two of them, but I don't think I can. Just bad. That's one of the better spots here in the road. Alaska's proud of these roads. This is one of the better roads. This goes up some of their scenic viewing, and this sucker is bad. You just see, I mean, you just can't imagine how bad these roads are, and you just can't miss them. And everywhere you got to go, I'm talking about, you know, we drove this 20 miles up this glacier like this, and yesterday we drove on a highway that had the same kind of potholes in it, just mile after mile after mile. We drove 300 and something miles of road just about like this. Just terrible. Just can't believe how bad the roads are. This is, we're coming down from Salmon Glacier, and we missed this one going up. It's so easy to do it, but it's a beautiful fall, as you can see. And we didn't get to see Salmon Glacier because it's fogged in, but there's, understand there's a man up there, been there 7 days waiting for it to clear to see. But since we didn't have 7 days, well, we decided we'd come on back down without seeing it. But I wanted to get the picture of the falls. There's been several falls along the way, and they're just really pretty. This is Little Falls here. This is MB's favorite. We didn't want to miss any falls, so we're getting this one too. It's on the way down Salmon Glacier, and it's lots of water going down there. For West Texas, that'd be a real money maker. Another waterfall. This is one that Joyce seen that nobody else did, but she wouldn't share it with us, so we found it coming back, so we're gonna take a picture of it. Right on down the mountain. This is U.S. Post Office in Hyder, Alaska. MB went in there and mailed some cards. We hope they find their way back to Texas. He's coming out of the United States Post Office, Hyder, Texas. Proud man, just mailed his cards and he's feeling good about it. Rhama wanted me to get downtown Hyder, Alaska. This is something else for a town. Got a truck coming, but this is lots of interesting buildings down through here. And here's eating establishment here in Hyder. Says snacks, gifts, the whole bit. And there it is. On down here is the Alaska Inn. Of course, you got an outhouse between us and it. But salmon spawning in the creek here. See them laying their eggs. Then the male goes over and fertilizes them, and she comes back and covers them up.
I'm waiting for a bear.
And we're wanting a bear to come up here and snatch one of them. But
how cruel.
So, how cruel, yeah.
They're going to die anyway.
They're looking for bears and they're looking at the salmon, trying to find something there, but haven't found anything yet.
Finding mosquitoes.
Here at Hyder, Alaska. Beaver swimming across there.
You see him there?
Yeah. Old beaver trying to get back to the house. He's swimming around out there putting on a show.
see how the bears ever can hear as much noise as there is. There sure is.
Little cub bear here.
One of the guys here told us that there was one that had 2 cubs. Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah, they said there's one with a cub. I was surprised that he come down first still.
You think Joyce would want to see it?
No, it's not. I don't know, hon. You can't hardly tell what it is. It's either a cub or it could be a beaver, I guess. But
And we used to know a bear when we see one.
oh yeah, it's a beaver. Now tell. He turned sideways. He had been.
There's two. One went in the water on the left.
Yeah, that's a beaver.
Can't get it, dog. We're shaking too much.
Yeah. I can't. You got it. You got it?
That thing looks like it's kind of spraying up there or something.
Waterfall, we're trying to get it to go down.
Kind of a rough road to go, but it's beautiful falls, as you can see.
I want to get a picture of this canyon we're going through. All the trees. We're leaving Hyder and Stewart. This is the kind of road we came all the way on down here. Just beautiful. Hey, doll. Say hi to me.
Hello.
This is the hanging glacier coming out of Hyder and Stewart. They had an explosion and part of it fell off. That's supposed to be the tip of it. Can you imagine just that being the tip end of it? Mighty thick. Don't want to see how they anchored their telephone poles and line poles here. All these rocks. They just pile them up.
This is at New Hazelton, British Columbia, near the old Prospector Gym here. And we're stopped to get some cherries and thought we'd look at some totem poles. It's a nice little visitor information center here. It's got, you can see another guy up here. Get him up a little bit, and his donkey, Prospector. And then back around the way, I don't know if you can see it or not, but well, you can't from here, but they had a guy, an old logger up on a pole on a tree. I'll see if I can get him here in a minute. Here's an old logger on his pole here. He's fixing to go up and do a little wood cutting.
This is a one-lane suspension bridge we're fixing to go across here. Pretty narrow. Look off down here at the side. All the water.
Get the bridge, right, Carol?
I'm getting the bridge. Pretty narrow.
We're beside the road here eating lunch. Thought to take a picture of this. We're out of Hazelton, British Columbia, and eating alongside this river. It's a big one. I don't know the name of it, but you can see down here they got a crossing in where the water's really beating across there. This of course you can see the snow caps in the background. But this out of Hazelton, it's an Indian reservation, and well, I don't know if it's a reservation, but it's Indians all live here, and their schools and everything are here. This will tell a little bit of what I was trying to say about the Indians here. You can read it, and it's I got too close. Purple Canyon tells all about them, and this is where I was Just taking the picture. Swing around. There's a little red camper. Around the other side of the road. That's real pretty. See the force of the river there. Really gouging around. Boiling. On down the way. Lots of water, like to have it in West Texas. We're back at Prince George on our way back from Alaska. Stopped back here. We had been here earlier. This is a Blue Spruce, I believe it's called, a campground. We spent the night here. Supposed to go down toward Vancouver this morning. And me and Joyce parked over there. You can see our motorhomes are muddy and dirty from the trip on the dirt roads. But we're back on the, hopefully, civilization now. So we're fixing to head out here in a little bit. That's called the dry forest of British Columbia. It's on the western part of British Columbia, going down toward Vancouver. And there is water down here, but there's not much. A lot of irrigation going on and berry raising back up in the towns we've come through. Big irrigated berry farms. But as you can see, this is really dry. Quite a contrast from what we've been looking at the last 2 or 3 weeks. As far as you can see, they're just brown mountains and just scrubby looking pine on it. And so Rhama wanted to get a shot of this as we went down the road. This is a map here, an explanation of what we're doing. Kind of read it there, I think. Yeah, maybe you can read it. Canadian Northern Pacific's last spike. Canada's third transcontinental rail link was completed near crash on January 23rd, 1915. So you can read the rest of it there yourself. Whoops, rest of it there yourself. But interesting. But boy, it's a barren looking country compared to what we've been looking at. But there is water down there, and they irrigate out of it all up and down this valley. So we got some real pretty berries and vegetable gardens and that kind of thing. This is the Fraser River that we're looking at, and we're fixing to enter into the Fraser Canyon, which I understand is supposed to be real pretty. We'll see when we get down there. But we'll be going down this Fraser River until we get to that canyon, and there's a large bridge coming up. Supposed to be one of the largest around, so we'll see how big it is. There, we hadn't figured out where the tracks are. He's going under this shelf,
Tell you what, he got pretty long.
and he doesn't come out. He's over here where he should come out. He hadn't ever come out. He's been going under there a long time. It's a long train. You can see him going in under the deal here, but you're going across, and he doesn't come out. So we don't know where he went. But he's still going under. Still going under there, but still not coming out on the other side. Crazy.
Don't hear him anymore.
That train's evidently went in a tunnel. We can't figure out where he went. He just disappeared.
There, he's coming around the corner. Look.
That's, well, we found him, but I don't know how he got over there. He's on the other side of the river now, coming back this direction. We can't figure out how he got over there. Well, that.
Where'd you come from? Blow your horn.
That's a mystery how he got over there. Or Joyce come down and see what we was trying to figure out about the train.
I wonder if the last.
We still don't know what happened to it.
Look how they just cut this rock in two to divide this highway for us to go through. Quite a little road, fixing to go through across a large can't. This is no, that's not it. That's just a bridge going over the railroad track. We thought we were coming up to the suspension bridge, but We hadn't got there yet. Few short curves here for several miles. We're just going around and around each curve, little by little. Still pretty, different but pretty. Not very green, but another curve. We're going around. Going to see the hills here a little bit and what this countryside was like. Pretty mountains across the way, or big hills actually, more than mountains compared to what we've been seeing. We've left the snow, got rid of our jackets. I'm going to pull off my socks, it's hot.
This is the RV park where we stayed on the way to Vancouver. It's a real pretty park. And Joyce and them bays up the hill there on the right, far right. And we had lots of pretty flowers and everything here. It's a nice park. This is the office of the park where we're at. And you can see how neat it is. And lots of pretty flowers. I don't know if I can draw them up or not. But they were sweet peas and they just smell really good. And you can see the others here, real pretty. Pretty park. This is looking up toward the wash house and the restrooms that they have back up there. And we're sitting here and got a little shrubbery and stuff, nice, enjoyable, had a good night. We're here at what they call Hell's Gate on Fraser Canyon. This is the narrowest part of this gorge, so there's a lot of things been done to try to get across the river, since it's an obstacle going east and west here in British Columbia. So we're going to look at the Amtrak, or not Amtrak, but they've got a gondola that goes across it and some other things. There's a bridge on down the way. We're going to look at that. This gondola goes down to that point down there. It's a long ways down there. You can see down at the other side of the gorge. It's got a restaurant and all down there, but it's across the gorge. It's a long ways down there and a long ways down, as you can see. This is down in the canyon, as you can see, and of course I just showed you down below, and then here's what it's like up above us here. It's just sheer rock canyon, and this is just one level. You just go on up, and you can see way up there. Really an unusual place.
And where we dock other side of the river, Pacific Coastal Mountain Range.
We're in a tram trolley.
And now we are going to cross the Canadian National Railway. This is a government railway built in 1912. And other side of the river, that's a CP Canadian Pacific Railway built in 1885. That's a private railway.
That's the bridge right there.
Both railroads share each other tracks. Trains goes as CP towards Kamloops and come back at CN towards Vancouver. One-way traffic.
Down the river.
And now we are going to cross the Canadian International Fishways and the Fraser River. Both sides of the river, these concrete steel structures, these are fish ladders. Both sides of the river. Few of them are here.
Fish ladders?
Yeah. These concrete steel structures, these are fish ladders. Right below us.
There's a bridge,
During the construction work of CN, a large part of the Cascade Mountain range fell down into the river, which caused big disaster for the salmon fish. Then in 1937, International Fishways built these fishways. Within the river, water speed is 40 km per hour, and inside of these fishways, water speed is only 5 km per hour, which makes easier for fish to go up towards their spawning grounds.
Got a bridge right here.
And right below us, this point of the river is the deepest, narrowest, and fastest the river. Today this point is 145 feet deep. And this
Water is
way, this
145
bridge
feet deep, he
suspension
said.
bridge is open for the public. You guys can go there. That's place for.
Where we just came from, down the gondola cliff up above. There's the water down below, which is really moving through. And you see how that's 140 something feet deep here. And in 1948, it was up to that high. So you can imagine what it looked like. You can hear, of course, the water's roaring down below me, but this is a neat little deal they've made here over on the bank of the sheer cliff. And it's really, Hell's Gate. Of course, they've got places for viewing the river below and all of that. It's really a neat place. You look here and you look at the sheer rock up above. Back up to the point that we left while ago, so it's quite a this picture of the gondola that we were on a while ago when we came down. This one's going up, and you can see this is suspended way up there, the river. Doyle and Rhama going across the bridge. There's a little deal that's built on the cliff to the rock, so to speak. You can see going down to the Jordan River below. This is, of course, the gondola is several 300 feet above this. Tremendous river here. Lots of swift current. Sue and Kim would like to whitewater this one, I can tell you. Yeah, we got you. All right. Pretty little garden down here in the hole underneath this little shop. Kind of neat the way they did it.
To build that bridge. Where they got the name.
Kind of a pretty little deal.
Look at this purple one, Joyce.
Rain was admiring it there. There.
There's Mr. Salmon over there.
Yeah. There's Mr. Salmon in the tree. I don't know if you can see him or not, but there he is. Mr. Salmon. And enough there, and a little Miss Salmon, I guess. These old boys having a hard time going down the river.
All right, look this way, Joyce.
They're having a hard time navigating the river here. Rhama found her a chair that's big enough to hold her now.
Doyle and I went looking around and he got shrunk. Look how little he is in that chair. I guess it's from the movie where he shrunk the kids.
He shrunk.
Okay, Joyce and B are trying out this little chair. They shrunk a little bit too. Boy, howdy.
They're going to try to get out of this chair. Well, they made it, so I guess everything good. Run into Jerry Smith up here. He's connected to, he's wearing a Indian helmet, but that's old Jerry Smith, sure enough, right here. with the Indian print.
You better stand up on the bench so y'all be the same height.
There you go. Wave to us. That's what we'll be doing in just a minute, going back up over this gorge down here. It's a long ride. The thing's squeaking. I don't know if it's a safe ride or not. We'll have to just gonna have to go back though. We're parked on the other side. The flowers are real pretty here. You can see where they're sitting out to eat, but got flower arrangements around everywhere. Really very pretty. Here's Rhama, the grizzly bear. This is standing up. Don't go out there, right? That's a pretty good sized bear there.
Big tunnel we're going through. It's travel information, so I bet it's the next turn off. There's the old one.
Alexandria Bridge, 400 acres. I think they said you could look back at the old one when you do it.
There's a pull off. Alexandria Bridge. Picnic area. That's one. Yeah, you couldn't see it.
Well, if you'd get back yonder at the table so you could move around, it'd help. That was the bridge they've been advertising.
Over the way, not the one we crossed.
The old one was back to the right, so you could barely see it. But I had to pull it off and walk down there to see it.
This is into Minton Gardens in British Columbia. This is supposed to be a rival to Busch Gardens over in Victoria, but we'll see. It is pretty so far. It's got a lot of colorful flowers out here, and we're going to be going in right through this entrance here, Minton Gardens. This is inside the garden, and you begin to get a little view of everything. Real pretty. The flowers. Have to get in there. I'm going to just kind of span this thing right now. See the pretty flowers through it.
Coming through, I'm asking.
Well, that's what I said. It's good. I'm not saying something you can't. Instead of what, I mean, how did that?
It may have been.
Somebody wrapped their first.
Was she Oriental?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
No, she was just
Quite a carving in that post there. An old tree, and they just cut that carving in there. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's a lot of work involved. It's got Minton Gardens spelled out in the be ready in the shade or not. Minton Gardens. Just swing back down through there. Well, you better put it back so it'll get a little better perspective. It's real pretty.
Trudy.
Step on me, you got her all excited.
Ah.
Same thing.
You confused her by paying cash.
Some of the flowers along the walkway here. Try to pull these up a little bit, maybe.
Now you can kind of see the
Hydrangeas, aren't they?
Pretty.
Oh, tall.
And I got one right here that's close. I'm gonna
Yeah, I think it's the next one.
maybe get a good
When you
view of
walk
the
like that, you
color
can
on it.
see up close. I used to play with these all the time, put my finger in them. We just had them everywhere in California.
Just making a sweep here, getting all this. Quite a pretty place. All kinds of flowers.
We told him we were going to the garden. When did they tell you that? We told him this when we were out this morning and then over the CB.
Yeah, you said you'd gone to the falls in the garden.
That's what this is.
That's not what I said.
There's a peacock out of flowers. It's really neat. Quite a lot of work done in that. You can see the flowers and the peacock head and all this feathers down. Really a neat deal. All out of flowers. Real colorful down through here, so I thought I'd just get a back shot of the way we came up this way, but it's real pretty. Lots of very beautiful flowers. We're in the rose garden here. It's got all kinds of roses and smells real good. MB's thinking about going home and designing his bushes to look like this. Got that trim in there. He wants to do all his shrubs that way. Pretty. And they're getting a whiff of that rose there. There's some red roses here that's really crimson red. They are very, very pretty. Followed up by the pink ones behind them, but you can make out those bright red ones. They're really pretty. Rhama's sniff one down there. Purple one's right in there. Unusual. Rhama's found her one here that's really smells good. It's pretty. Move your shadow. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's good. That's a pretty rose there and smells great. Back across this side of the rose garden. Lots of pretty roses. Here we've got lots of pretty flowers. There's one there, but then there's one down there. That's what I was bringing those up a little bit. They're really pretty. Beautiful. They're watering up at the watering hole here, getting lots of water. Trying to get their thirst quenched here. Hard work looking at these flowers.
It's sure pretty, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what those are. They're pretty.
Doesn't tell.
Doesn't say what they are?
Probably it's hypoxenia.
Yeah, probably are. I don't know if that's a larkspur or something else.
Pretty big flower.
They're awful big for larkspurs, but they may be.
I think that's one of the things that Doyle remembers about his mother most, is she always had flowers. Yeah, he knew them too. He knew for sure.
There's some pink ones there that's kind of different. I don't know what they are.
They claim lots of farmers. Who couldn't do it?
It matches me today.
Yeah, y'all match. Very unusual flower. I don't know. They're pretty, but they're strange looking. There's what they come off of down there.
I think those are snapdragons over there.
It's pretty in through here. And up the way there.
Very purple.
What anniversary is it?
56.
The 6th?
56.
56. All right, 56, and they're still living among the flowers, see? On their honeymoon up here in Canada.
August the 7th of
August the 7th.
Weren't we in nine?
To help them out.
Some of the
What's that year?
flowers
It was gone back out there.
in the walkway that we're going down here. A lot of shrubs and flowers.
All of our girls were
That's a
married.
neat little walk.
I bet it's the shape of something.
This is pretty here.
You?
Area they've got cleaned out. Real pretty. This is a replica of the garden that my backyard that I'm planting.
We might have one weed. Or we could have a bunch of weeds.
I manicure this myself.
Not bad.
We may be mowing our weeds.
Real neat little yard. There's Snow White and her 7 dwarfs all scattered around here. She's up there at the house, but you got the dwarfs all scattered out here. You can see her a little better there. Little elves. And there's one. Over the way, son. They're just scattered around in the flowers, helping Snow White do her yard. Those are nice elves. Thought Mackenzie and Caleb might like to see that. There's a walkway we're going down here. It's real shady and lots of pretty flowers in it though. Shrubs, banana trees, and lots of stuff around here. I may be getting into the sun too much. I'll come back. That's some pretty flowers. There's a cute little falls and river here in the garden. Got the little walkways and your waterfalls coming down. Very neat.
But I want it cloud crawl.
Yeah,
Red and all.
we're going to do this in cloud crawl. Yeah.
There's the Berkshire Street here.
Here's Rhama's daisies. Had to get a picture of those.
We're with them. Sue would enjoy that.
There's a hanging picture,
I'll get it over with.
got places for you to sit and look, enjoy the beautiful flowers. And we got, I come back around here, there they are, resting. Heard of the church in the Wildwood? Well, there it is. Get married there if you want to, I guess. Be a very beautiful setting for it. Looking back around at hanging gardens from a different angle and flowers. Mountains in the background. Some more of those flowers and all around the walkway.
Well, it just makes a circle. It makes the big one.
This is kind of a jungle looking area here we're in the garden. You can see the flowers over the way, but it's really dark and shady under here. These redwood cedars, like to make the redwood furniture out of, and redwood decks and all that. That's what these trees are. There you can see they're mighty, mighty tall.
Kind of unique.
There's another design anybody's going to use when he gets back on his shrub work at home. It's a horse made out of that. Got tied to a wagon. He's out of, I don't know what kind of vine that is. There's the lady, got her gown and everything out of flowers and her face of ivy. She's dressed up, ready to go to town. It's all out of shrubs, really neat. Flowers here that's really pretty. Let me sweep right back around here.
And then took a boat, a ferry across over to Victoria.
To the walkway.
And then we toured the town. We did 4 or 5 things, and the bush garden was just one of them.
More of the garden here. It's real pretty. This is kind of into the sun, but I wanted to get a sweep of this. It's kind of a pretty area, manicured and all. And we'll just sweep on around here to here. Pretty back up that way. We still haven't figured out what that is, but cut out design, but I don't know what it stands for. But I guess it's a good job of doing it, whatever they did.
I can't tell it's doing anything.
Getting it?
I don't know. I can't tell. Got a number something up there.
It should have record on it.
But it ought to. You should have pumped about 40 gallons of water.
That's probably
Let's see.
You had me sucked up pretty good there on that. As we're leaving the gardens. Oh shoot, I can't do it here. It's probably in the process of changing. Is it on record or standby?
It's on record. We're in Seattle in the downtown traffic. Got to get a picture of the buildings over here at the side. Kind of neat. The water downtown. Lots and lots of cars. That's Mount Rainier right in front of us. Hope it's this clear tomorrow. It's just... I'm not getting it.
We're in the National Forest here in the state of Washington this morning. We're in kind of a jungle area. As you can see, we're covered up with trees and ferns and shrubs. And there's him and Joyce's rig back over the way. But as you look down here, you can kind of see it's a beautiful area. The trees are just real tall, and we're surrounded by them. This is looking down the trail here. They just come in, the Forest Service just come in and cut a trail through the jungle. But it's real nice down here. The birds are thick, and you can hear the crows and things in the background there. But very good place to spend. We'd come through Seattle yesterday, the worst traffic I've seen in my life, I think. And wound up here, which was really nice, peaceful place after such a hectic experience. We're in Mount Rainier National Forest, and we just stopped here at this little overlook. It's really a pretty view. The sun's going to be probably in the way here, but maybe not. I'm going to take a little sweep of the mountains here. Thought that was real pretty. It's Mount Tober in the background here, and we're on our way up to see the Mount Rainier. We're on our way up what's the name of that We're going sunrise, going to Sunrise Point, I believe they call it.
About 8 or 9 miles from it.
Yeah.
It's
Looking up at Mount Rainier here, and this is some of the mountains that we've come up by coming over here. But it's you can just see what a massive, tremendous mountain that is. Of course, it's up in the clouds, so you still can't see the top of it. Hopefully, it'll clear off directly and we can get the top of it, but you can see it up there. This is going on up toward the summit of Mount Rainier. Of course, the clouds have still got it compassed in.
Yeah, this is a nice thing.
This is on the base mountains of Mount Rainier, but we still can't get the peak. Still mountains, clouds encircling it. But you can kind of get an idea of what it's, you can pull it up and you can see where the mountains, it just keeps on going way on up in the mountains and the clouds there. But I'm hoping that a little later today we can get the peak. I'm hoping. I think this is Mount Rainier, and the sun's in the wrong direction, but this is the first time the peak's been clear today, so I wanted to take this picture. I'm going to pull it up. It's a long ways over there, but you can see. Another shot of Mount Rainier, and it's got a rare time when the clouds are not covering the peak, so I wanted to get that. You can see it there. Clouds had already got part of it, but part of it hadn't, and we're down in a canyon, so it's looking kind of funny. You don't see the rest of the mountain, just the peak, but it's pretty anyway like that. I wanted to get that peak when I could, because it's clouds have generally got it covered. You can't do it. But you can get the massiveness of the mountain taking off, and it does that in all directions. We've got a mountain between us and it, so you don't see the going down. It's a long ways. Go down there, Rhama, and stand down at the bottom of that. I'll show the comparison of how big that root system is. We're not in the redwood forest, but these trees are humongous. As you can tell, there's one that's fell, and you can see Rhama walking down through there and get a comparison idea of how massive the root system is on this thing. It's just really, really big. And if you look at this tree right here, it just goes, well, I can't even go up there. Get over here, try to get behind the sun. But just look at that thing. It just goes and goes out of sight like Jack and the Beanstalk. It just goes and goes. It's probably a couple of 100 feet. Here's another tree right here close to where the other one I was showing you. And they're a couple of 100 feet at least.
Have to lay on the ground to get it
And
on.
you just can't get it on. To lay down on my back here. But it is a long ways up there and down on that little baby. Huge trunk.
And far.
There's a log that's fallen down here, and it's a biggie. Been here for years though, and still standing. Okay, they were trying to measure this tree and compare it to our family tree in Cloudcroft, but this one I don't think is as big around, but it is a lot taller. We're down in the forest here, just walking around, and it's really pretty. It's amazing how many these big trees like this that you have that you just go up and up and up. You can just see, you just lose sight of them up in the tree, up in the branch. Comes Rhama up out of the woods. We've been hiking around here. You can look down the creek and you can see the wilds. Really, some big old trees just all through here, and it's just a jungle on the way over to the other side of the Mount Rainier. Here we are hiking one of the trails in Mount Rainier Forest, and it is really pretty. Some just huge trees down in here, and it's really neat. Got a big tree here, and then you got the pretty water stream running down here. Hear the water running. And we're going around here, and you can see the trail we're going to take. That's going on down, and then here's some old trees that's had some bad luck down through the years, but you can see.
Kind of like I am. It's deteriorating.
It died for the purpose of. That's right.
Here's one I can get basically the bottom of. It's across the way, and it's not one of the bigger ones, but this is the only one I've been able to see where I can go all the way to the top. And it is way on up yonder, as you can see. Big. This trail, you can see the trail going on down, and then these are pretty streams here. The water just as clear as a crystal, and you can see them coming together. There's coming two different directions. We'll pull this up here, and you can kind of see. You can just see the bottom in it.
That's that bell plant, I guess.
Real.
Kind of like a snake.
And
Look like a
that
bell.
creek coming in the other direction. There's pretty water and pretty trees and everything.
Isn't that neat?
This trail we're taking, it's neat. It's just dark in here, just like night.
I think it's recording now instead of a while ago. Wait! It is. Look at me. I gotta find you. Gotta find you.
There you haven't found him yet?
Well, I did, but I keep losing him. You just keep disappearing.
Rhama's coming across the one-way bridge. They recommend only one person at a time. She's having to act up, make it rock. Here's Joyce and Bay coming across the one-way bridge.
I don't think she's going.
She probably won't. Are you gonna make it? It might be. Over a stream down here, just not very deep, but it's just the way you get across the creek.
It looks like the stream.
Another one of those big, tall root systems. This is a lot of years have gone into the making of this. They've got you can just see these trees grown together, and they're just huge.
8 of them, Doyle.
There's eight trees grown together here. It looks like one almost.
Let's get up there and sit on them. Yeah.
Here's roots from one of these trees is trying to grow into the other one over there. You can see it's just crazy. These are monstrous trees. It's all grown together here.
Isn't it?
These are
Sure
just
wish you'd brought your sandwich stuff.
monstrous.
We could have had our sandwich here.
Monstrous.
I'm glad you talked me into eating because I wasn't going to eat anything. I ate a pizza for maintenance.
We ate some peanut butter
We
and
eat
crackers.
peanut butter and
We
crackers
left
all
it
we
sitting
eat.
out there so we'd need some more when we got back.
These things just go up to nothing, and they
I
just
think
come
I'm going
down
to be
to.
hungry when we get.
You want to be
Which
okay
wasn't
with
bad.
me?
After all, it's doggone near supper.
This one here is
That's doggone
old.
near the 45-degree angle.
He's
there.
got a beard hanging down on him. See there?
See his eyes.
You just go on, and they just go on and 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 on up there. There's a couple of big trees that's growing together here. They're both just real big all the way up. Just monsters. I'm not sure which species these are, but they just go on and on and on up the way. Well, this is Douglas fir is what this is, but they are huge, but they're Douglas fir. This is a red cedar, and boy, it is a monster too, as you can see, and I can't even begin to go up the top, but it's just amazing. It's just this big around for a long ways up there. It's a red cedar. We stepped this an awful while ago, and it's 66 feet around it, so I'd give you some idea how big this redwood is. It's more that trail with the giant trees. They're just really called a giant grove, and it's really something. Really big, big trees. As you can see, just any direction you look, they're just big ones. There's one that's falling over. There's a giant one there. Big there. Just everywhere you look, just huge, huge trees. And the thing about it is these up close, and you can see them sneaking and hiding out there in the forest. Rhama want to get a picture of this ferns and all, just the lush underlaying of the forest type. It's just vegetation solid. There's ferns and broadleaf plants and all sorts of different kinds. If you listen, you can hear the birds singing.
Few flowers.
This is where Rhama and I came in 86 or 87. We had a picnic lunch out of the back of my old Chevrolet pickup right here. And then we were looking at Mount Rainier over there. And isn't that a beautiful sight? It's not often you get a clear picture like this, but I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to bring it up so we can get a good look at the peak up there.
Plane flying over.
And
There's
lots
Kevin
of snow.
Sue.
That's what we was looking for.
But that's Mount Rainier, and it's all its grandeur. Of course, we're probably 30 or so miles away, I guess. I'm not sure. But the clouds have all, well, we come around to this side, and getting this real good view. It's not very often you can get this kind of a view at Mount Rainier because of the weather. Here's little falls on the way up to Mount Rainier. We're trying to get up a little closer. This is the falls going on down the river. So we're on our way going beautiful country here. We're making a round through Rainier National Park. Just been a real good drive. We're still on our way up. We've got another shot of Mount Rainier here, just a little bit closer. Use a little bit more. I'm trying to get a good shot of the peaks up there. The top, you can see there's a pinnacle on top of it where the old volcano. You can get an idea of the depth of the snow on that thing now. It is a biggie. Just goes and goes and goes. You can see the slope. How you'd be going up there. There's still a long ways over there. I've got it pulled up here, but it is just a massive deal. But it's amazing that we're getting this good a shot as clear as it is today. It's great. More snow on the lower mountains. Here's a lake that's just up here in the top of the mountains. Of course, as you go on up, you get Rainier back over there, and I think it's interesting. If you look right over there, you see the clouds kind of floating by. Of course, we're another mountain in front of us now, but pretty view with the lake down below. This is called Reflection Lake. It's up here. Normally you can see the reflection of Mount Rainier in this lake, but it's too windy today, so we're not getting the reflection. But you can see how you could, because there's the mountain, and right straight down is this lake. But like I say, the wind, the ripples is on it, but it's really a pretty little lake sitting up here and right at the top of the mountains. We're just surrounded by mountains all the way around, and this lake's sitting up here. You just think you ought to be able to see a elk or something come out of the woods and get a drink. So here's Mount Rainier up closer. You're just getting closer all the time, and it is really magnificent. There you can see the clouds going by, down about halfway up. There's clouds that's drifting by.
You can see the crevices in the snow. Look, Doyle.
I know it. I'm going to pull up some of this. Whoop. Look at that snow that's hanging there. I mean, it is a bunch of snow, but it's no telling how deep that is. Coming out the glacier, of course. They call them glaciers. And here's another one over here going down the slope.
Got about 10 or 12 around.
See the clouds? You can see those. And then you come on down below the clouds and pick up the mountain still coming down. Really something. Beautiful sight. Here in the sunset, sun shining on it today. Very pretty. This is Paradise River, and about 7/10 of a mile up here is Paradise Falls, but it's too far for us to hike this evening. Late as it is, but I'm sure it'd be beautiful because there's lots of water, as you can see, coming down, and that's what would be probably a great falls to look at. This is looking down at Paradise River as it goes on down its way, making its trail. Moving on down, this is down below Mount Rainier. We're looking up, if you look up, you can see Mount Rainier. Oh, that's just now doing it. Doggone it. There's the pinnacles of ice and a lot of ice going all the way up to the top. And it is really stacked up there in a tremendous amount of ice and snow. Peak of Mount Rainier. Beautiful.
Just a circle.
We can't get to that, but that's the waterfalls over the ways. You can see the water
It is in there, that's a circle.
coming down.
It
You really
is.
see it falling. But
Like
we're
it's
a
just a
long
circle
ways
you can
off,
make
so
go
you
back.
can't
Over there where
And that looks
really
like
see it.
turn
And
is
I'm
4
looking out of
miles.
taking this out of the window of the car, so it's not very steady. But
yes.
anyway, that's pretty. So we'll
Here's
get a shot at it.
Paradise.
We're at an observation point up on, just made a long climb here. This is in Oregon. It's eastern Oregon, and not what you'd expect about Oregon, but we're not on the coast. But this is wheatland and oats and stuff like that. It's really neat. It's farmland. It's quite a contrast to what we just got through coming through the last several weeks. But it's very beautiful in its own way, and of course it's more profitable probably than that rocks and snow we've been looking at. But it's this is right out of Pendleton, Oregon, at a stop waiting to return a call from Jennings Greg, letting them cool off after the hard climb, and MB is reworking his, trying to put the parts back on it, some of them that he's losing. This is where we stayed last night. This is in Pendleton, Oregon. And we're going to go, this is Sunday morning, we're going to go to church here this morning and head back on our way. This is a pretty nice park here. And MB they're located, well, can't see them, they're down that way. The sun's shining right in my face. So. Good morning.
Good morning.
Rhama and I went out and found the church building last night in Pendleton, Oregon, and we're ready to go this morning. We messed up on the time, though, using Texas time, and we're 2 hours early, so we're going to sit around and wait. Thank you, Mama, for that good timekeeping.
Well, that was my watch.
This is where we worship this morning. It's in La Grande, Oregon. Little congregation here, about 50 members. And we just concluded services here, so we stepped outside. We attended Bible class and worship service here this morning. Small congregation, like so many across the western part of our country. Need some help, like everybody else. I need the proof that you were here. We're in Idaho at Malad's Gorge. Rhama and I are on a bridge, and we're looking down 170 feet down to called the Devil's Washbowl down there. This river has washed out this in solid rock. I don't know if you can tell or not from the sides here, but They are really steep, solid rock.
It's the volcano.
This volcanic ash came here. This is looking down the other side. I think the sun's going to be in this, so it's probably going to be hard to see. I'll turn it this way, but you can kind of get an idea of the cliff here, what it is. And this is back over the way where we walked from Little Red back over there.
Neat.
And here's Mama. Hey.
Hi, girls.
This has been a long drive today in Idaho, so this was an interesting deal here close to where we camped, so we come over here to see it. Pretty. Taking pictures of some mossy green rocks that Rhama wanted.
And the waterfall down the way.
And there's a spring bubbling out over yonder. I'm gonna coming out right out of this rock. That's crazy. We'll go over there a little closer here in a minute and see. But you can see the gorge and everything here. This is in Idaho. Stopped here to camp. This is looking back down this gorge that we were at. You can see the falls back down yonder. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there they are. Coming through the gorge.
You think it's further down?
I think it's really deep. What that's, no, we've, this is in Raton, New Mexico. This is where we're spending next to the last night out on our trip back from Alaska. We're on our way home and we're in Raton, New Mexico. We've got a nice little place here. Rhama and I stayed here several. Well, we're back in Texas, as you can see, and we're parked here.
It's hot.
What'd you say, Rhama?
It's hot.
There she is. We're stopped here having lunch beside the road, north of Amarillo, up toward close to Dumas. And we just couldn't, we got real excited about this. It's hot, dry, and brown. And it's that way, if you can see, for miles. But it's kind of a drag after getting up there in the mountains and the cool and everything, getting back to this kind of stuff.